name is Jasmine McDonald. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I post ballet and fitness related videos every single Tuesday, Thursday, and now Sunday. And if you're also new, you may as well hit subscribe. Today's video is going to be a technique tip for dégagé turns, also known as lame duck, which is really funny because I grew up knowing them as lame ducks. So comment down below if you call them lame ducks or dégagé pirouettes or en dedans dégagé pirouettes, please, because I've grown up with lame ducks, and then when I moved to Romania, I heard them as dégagé turns, but we will be going through those today. And I'm going to give you 5 technique tips to execute the perfect lame duck / dégagé turn. Now, coordination is obviously the very first part of a pirouette, like I mentioned in my last video from last week about pirouettes. Now, transferring the coordination is different when it comes to lame ducks because you're transferring your weight differently. You're going on to 1 foot still, but you're not starting on 2 feet, sort of. You're starting tendu devant with 1 leg forward, and usually you start either downstage left, upstage left, wherever you're traveling, doesn't really matter, but either way you start with tendu devant. Now, I always teach my students facing the corner so you don't get that nasty open tutu moment, you know what I mean? So we always start facing the corner, and then when you do the plie transfer, that's the first part of the coordination. I'm going to break it down to 4 parts of coordination. So within coordination, the first part is from tendu devant. You have to transfer your weight to plie, and the leg that you were previously standing on has to go to a dégagé. So that's the first thing. You want to get used to that coordination. So going from tendu to plie, transferring your weight, you want to make sure that you don't plie out and upstage or away from the midline of your body. You want to plie straight in front of you. A lot of the time in some schools, they actually teach facing the corner first or where you're traveling so that you can just get used to moving in space forwards and not going all the way around side to side. Teach my students to the corner. Once you've gotten used to that, the next part of coordination is actually a susu. So whilst you're in plie, dégagé with 1 leg, plie in the other, you need to quickly susu to 5th. And again, same thing, you don't want to susu in the middle or away from the midline of your body. You want to keep the midline of your body where it is, and you just go from plie to susu 5th. A lot of the time, I just get my students used to that, from dégagé to 5th and dégagé to 5th. The third part of coordination is actually the détourné or the half soutenu with the passé retiré added. So it's kind of like a pirouette, but from that plie, you susu 5th and you do a quick sharp turn from 5th to passé to face the front. That's almost the end. Now the end, you go straight to the next one or you close 5th depending on where you are finishing. If you're going with a coda across the floor or in the choreography, you're just gonna keep going. If you're finishing, you're gonna plie in 5th or in 4th with that coordination finishing. And if you're going to continue, you're going to go straight into that first part all together from the passé. You don't want to go to the tendu again because that would break it up way too much. It would be very unclean, very unnecessary. You go from retiré passé to plie dégagé again, and then you continue. So it's kind of like this, 5th, détourné, plie. So it starts with 4 parts and kind of molds itself to 3. So that's the first part of my technique tips I want to share with you guys. My second part is that 5th position itself. It's so important. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this because it's simple. Make sure you show your 5th position in the dégagés. If you do not show the 5th position, if you're doing dégagés in 4th position, it's going to be sloppy. You're going to travel the wrong way. You're not going to travel in a straight diagonal or wherever you need to travel. You need to show your 5th position, plus it looks cleaner and you can actually engage your muscles through that 5th position. So going straight on to the third part is that plie. A lot of the time I see students not doing their plie turned out, and that's when you get that tipping your tutu moment or lifting your butt moment or that turned in moment, and then that also makes your 5th position turned in and more of a 4th position. So you want to make sure that your 5th position's clean and your plie, your knees are over your toes, your glutes are engaged, and your external rotators are working to support your bones and your tendons and your ligaments and your muscles in those positions because they're kind of weird, and you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly and safely. Now, plie is very important. Even though you only do it on 1 foot in dégagé turns, you don't do it on both feet. Unlike pirouettes, you want to make sure it is clean and precise. Going on to number 4, retiré. That retiré, or that passé rather, has to be fast. It has to be so fast because if you mosey around and make it nice and slow, you're never gonna get around in those pirouettes. Imagine having to do Giselle when she does those piqué turns. If she takes forever to get those retirés in or those passés in when she's doing those piqué turns, she's never gonna get around to the full coda. She's never gonna get around to the corner to say hello to her mom at the end. Come on, we need to do it fast. We need to make sure that our passés are really, really fast We don't want to waste time in fifth position. Even though the fifth position looks gorgeous, we want to show the retire passe. That's the gorgeous part, and that's the part that's going to help you turn more. You can't turn on 2 feet in fifth position. You can't do a double turn. You can do a single détourné, a half détourné, or a full soutenu, but you cannot do a double there in fifth position. So you need to lift 1 foot, so make it fast. Very last portion of this video I'm going to be talking about is spotting. Now, spotting is another really important one. It's also very different based on where you train. If you train in the States, a lot of the balance machine technique trains you to spot the front, which I like doing too, but a lot of the other times you're spotting where you're going, which makes sense to me personally, because then you won't get all dizzy and you won't travel too far forward or get intimidated by the audience going too far back. You'll just go forward. Another aspect I want to talk about, going forward in these steps. You never want to step back in lame ducks. You always are traveling forward. Think of these steps as traveling forward, not traveling side, because the minute you travel side, whoa, you're off the midline of your body and you can't find your balance. So that pretty much concludes my technique tips video for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of these, and if this helped. Have a great rest of your day, stay safe, and happy dancing. Bye now.